In today's video, we're counting down 5 of the most beautifully brutal convertibles from the golden age of muscle. Number 5, 1969 Pontiac Trans Am convertible. Pontiac rolled out the Firebird in 1969 as part of GM's push to take on Ford's wildly successful Mustang in the booming pony car market. From day one, the Firebird could be ordered with serious V8 power, but the true high-performance version didn't arrive until halfway through that first model year, when Pontiac introduced the now legendary Trans Am. Technically, just a performance package, the Trans Am immediately made its presence known. In the years that followed, it transformed into one of Pontiac's most iconic and best-loved creations. Once the option hit the order sheet, buyers could instantly turn a Firebird 400 into a far more aggressive, track-inspired machine simply by selecting the WS4 package. Offered on both the coupe and the convertible, the Trans Am came dressed in striking cameo ivory paint accented by Tyrol blue stripes. It also featured a unique hood, a rear spoiler, a blacked-out grille, and several other distinct styling cues that set it apart from the standard Firebird. But the heart of the Trans Am was its bespoke 400 cubic inch 6.6-liter V8, rated at 335 horsepower, a serious figure for its time. And for the driver who wanted even more punch, Pontiac offered the Ram Air 4 upgrade. This package added a far more aggressive camshaft and an aluminum intake manifold, pushing output to a purposely underrated 345 horsepower. As one of the most formidable muscle cars of its era, the 1969 Trans Am was already special, but its production numbers make it truly extraordinary. Only 697 units were ever built, and out of those, a mere 8 were convertibles. That tiny production run makes the 1969 Trans Am convertible not only one of the most powerful and most beautiful drop-top muscle cars from the Golden Age, but also one of the rarest. All 8 examples are known to still exist today, and each one is valued well above the $1 million mark. Number 4, 1969 Pontiac GTO Judge Ram Air 4 convertible. Right before the 1969 model year kicked off, Pontiac set out to create a stripped-down, budget-friendly version of the GTO, something that could go head-to-head with Plymouth's wildly successful Roadrunner. But when the car finally hit the streets, the model known as the Judge didn't arrive as the bargain option Pontiac originally intended. Instead, it debuted as the top-tier GTO, after the division ultimately changed course. That move raised a few eyebrows at the time, but it didn't take long for the Judge to rekindle excitement around the second-generation GTO, which had launched just 1 year earlier. Like the standard GTO and the regular 1969 model, the Judge could be ordered either as a semi-fastback 2-door coupe or as a convertible. It wore its own distinctive GTO graphics and included all the upgrades offered on the convertible model, though it did come with a slightly higher price tag. In its most ferocious configuration, the convertible Judge could be equipped with Pontiac's optional 400 cubic inch 6.6-liter Ram Air 4 V8, rated at an impressive 370 horsepower. Just like the coupe, the convertible Judge was one of the era's most formidable American performance machines. But because demand for the top-spec version remained low, Pontiac ended up building only 5 Ram Air 4-equipped convertible Judges in 1969. A level of rarity that places it among the most elusive muscle cars ever produced. Number 3, 1970 Oldsmobile 442 W30 convertible. For most muscle car fans, 1964 is remembered for one defining moment, the debut of the Pontiac GTO. But just a few months later, another legend stepped onto the stage. At the time, GM's divisions were locked in fierce competition on the racetrack, at the drag strip, and in the showroom, and Oldsmobile wasted no time crafting its own response to the GTO. Much like Pontiac's groundbreaking muscle car, Oldsmobile's new creation, the 442, was built on the A-body Cutlass platform and blended performance with an undeniably upscale feel. The 442 improved steadily every year, but 1970 is widely seen as its golden moment. That was the year GM finally lifted its long-standing ban on engines larger than 400 cubic inches in its intermediate cars, opening the door for Oldsmobile to unleash the 442 at full strength. Considered by many as the ultimate gentleman's muscle car, the 1974 42 was offered as either a semi-fastback coupe or a convertible, and it featured one of the most elegant interiors of any high-performance intermediate of its time. Under the hood sat a massive 455 cubic inch 7.5-liter V8 rated at 365 horsepower. And for those who wanted even more punch, Oldsmobile offered the W30 package, which added significant performance upgrades. On paper, the W30 version only gained an extra 5 horsepower, but in reality, the engine delivered far more than its official rating suggested. When ordered as a convertible, the 442 became one of the most impressive open-top muscle cars of the entire era, combining brute power with refined styling. And, as was true of many high-performance convertibles at the time, it sold in limited numbers. Of the roughly 3,100 W30 equipped 442s built for 1970, only 264 were convertibles, making them exceptionally rare today. Number 2, 1970 Chevrolet SSLS6 convertible. Chevrolet fired back at Pontiac's GTO in 1965 with the debut of the Chevelle SS, a car that quickly carved out its own place in muscle car history. During its first year on the market, Chevy offered this high-performance intermediate with a wide range of options, including the now legendary Z16 package, which instantly made it a fierce rival to Pontiac's original GOAT. The Z16 brought a long list of serious performance upgrades, including the reinforced boxed frame rails normally found only on the convertible. But despite borrowing convertible hardware, the Z16 itself was offered exclusively as a hardtop coupe. The regular SS, on the other hand, could be ordered as a convertible in 1965 and in the years that followed. Yet an option more extreme than the Z16 didn't arrive until 1970, and when it did, it changed everything. That year, the Chevelle could be outfitted with one of two brutally powerful versions of Chevrolet's 454 cubic inch 7.4-liter big block V8. The first was the LS5, rated at 360 horsepower. The second, and far more infamous, was the LS6, a 450 horsepower monster that came with extensive upgrades, earning its reputation as a genuine Hemi slayer. While most buyers chose the coupe, a small handful opted for the convertible. In total, only about 95 buyers went for the drop-top LS6 configuration, and that rarity, combined with its sheer performance, cemented it as one of the most impressive muscle car convertibles of its era. (1971) Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible. While the Ford Mustang grabbed all the headlines in 1964 and essentially created the pony car segment, Plymouth's Barracuda was actually the first pony car to hit the market. Introduced just a few weeks before the Mustang, the Barracuda never reached the same level of popularity as its rival. But thanks to Plymouth's commitment to refining it year after year, it still carved out its place as an icon. By the 1970 model year, the Cuda received a complete redesign. With a much larger engine bay, the car could finally house Chrysler's biggest and most powerful V8 engines. The third-generation Cuda quickly became legendary as a coupe, but it also stood out as one of the most beautiful convertibles of the entire 1970s. For 1971, Plymouth refined the design even further, with a reworked front grille that, for many enthusiasts, made the car look even better. That same year, the legendary 426 Hemi, rated at 425 horsepower, returned for the final time as the top engine choice across all high-performance Mopars, including the Cuda. The 1971 Hemi Cuda was breathtaking to look at and absolutely devastating in performance, but when it came to the convertible version, almost no one checked that box. Only 11 were ever built, making it one of the rarest production muscle cars in history. Today, a pristine surviving example is worth more than a brand.